Let's talk about minimalism. A lot of times it's presented as some sort of extreme state where you own four items and nothing else. But it doesn't have to be that way. In a lot of ways, it's just removing the stuff you don't use from your life. Stuff that's just clutter, stuff that doesn't really add anything to your life. But there's a step before that. And I think you got to approach it in stages. And the first stage, I think, is really removing the things that are net negatives on your life, things that are actively making your life worse. The stage after that is removing things that aren't making your life better, but maybe they aren't making it actively worse. And then you're at the stage where everything in your life is an improvement. But you have to look at it, you have to look at the stuff you have and decide, okay, does this make my life better or does it make it worse? And a lot of stuff, the worst portion of it isn't something, like in a movie where, or, in a comedy movie where it'd be like, oh, I've had this heirloom that fills my house with sewage for 37 years and it's lovely, except for the fact it fills my house with sewage, right? That one's pretty clear cut and dry, but life isn't like that normally. So, things aren't quite that clear. But if you have, say, a dresser and all seven drawers of it or five drawers of it are filled with t-shirts and you only ever wear seven t-shirts out of it, maybe get rid of the ones you don't wear. Right? Or if you've got clothes that no longer fit you and you aren't going to wear them again or you don't like them anymore, just get rid of them. Let them go. Take them out of your house. Just get rid of the stuff. The first step, I think, is to get rid of the stuff that is actively making your life worse. And normally that's in terms of clutter. It's adding to the stress of your life. It's making it hard for you to move around your home, whether it's a house or an apartment, or it makes it difficult for you to do things that you need to do or to maintain your house to a level of cleanliness that you enjoy, right? Not everybody wants it to be perfectly spotless and sterile, but most people don't like piles of dust. They don't like trash piling up, right? If you can't take out the trash, right, there's some cleaning that needs to be done. And I don't think a lot of people are in that spot. Most people are more in the spot. They have a lot of stuff that it's the volume of it that's making your life worse rather than the thing in particular. Right? We're in spring now, in April. So cleaning up your house is, spring cleaning and all that. So just take a look at what you have that's in your house and get rid of the stuff that's not helping it, right? Get rid of the piles of stuff that you said you'd deal with and never did, right? Whether if you stored boxes in your garage, because they might be useful, maybe you have to return the thing and then you forgot about them and left them there, and now you have 37 of them and you can't park your car in your garage when there's a hailstorm or bad weather, right? That's not helping. Might make your life worse. But generally, there's very few items that actively make your life worse. Most of the time, that's habits. And you can be minimalist in your habits as well. And there's a lot more of those that actively can make your life worse than things. So take a look at what you do. And people will tell you habits are hard to break. They aren't. Brush your teeth for a year and then stop. Right? It's very easy to not continue with what most people would consider a good habit. But it's very hard to break bad habits. And the reason it's hard to break bad habits is bad habits are often more enjoyable than good habits. You want to do the bad habits. That's why you still have them. Sometimes you'll have the case where you have bad habits that you continue doing because they are habit, but you don't really want to be doing them anymore. And that tends to resolve itself pretty quickly because once you realize, oh, I'm still doing this thing, you just stop because you don't want to be doing it anymore. So it's very easy to let go of it. So take a look at your habits, take a look at what you have in your house, and just cut back on the things you don't use anymore, things that are making your life worse, adding stress, adding clutter, and look at your habits for the same. If you drink every night, well, long term, that's going to be a bad habit, even though it might be fun in the moment. Same for, if you eat dessert every meal, right? 3 times a day, 4 times a day, you eat a bunch of dessert, you're going to put on weight because it's going to be a ton of extra calories. So cut back, right? Look forward to how you're going to live the rest of your life and Pick habits that are going to make that better. Put the work in today so that tomorrow's a little better. And just keep doing that. And life gets pretty good pretty quickly. Do the little thing today so that you don't have to do it tomorrow. So you don't have to think about it anymore. Right? If you have a project you want to get done, some stuff takes time, but a lot of stuff takes a lot more time in your head than it does in reality. Right? Stuff's a lot quicker to get done most of the time than you think it is. Some stuff takes a long time and some stuff takes a lot longer than you anticipated. Right? Generally, because at least in my case, I've misjudged how much work there was to do on something, right? If I want to clean out this room and I'm like, well, okay, there's all the stuff I can see. Then I get rid of that. And then I see all the stuff I couldn't see. Well, yeah, it's going to take me a lot longer to clean that room than I anticipated. But once it's done, maintaining it's a lot easier, right? As long as you don't let it build back up again, it's very easy, right? If you put dishes in the sink and you let them build up till the sink is full of dirty dishes, it's a pain to clean them. If you wash your dish right away or put it in the dishwasher, however you do it, so it's done, it's not piled up there, it's a lot easier to do those, right? Because it takes 5 seconds. But if you have 500 items that each take 5 seconds, well, you're looking at 45 minutes almost to do that, and that's a lot harder to do. So it's making those little habits better and choosing to do those habits regularly because they make your life better, and realizing that those little habits are what make your life better, and that some of your habits are making your life worse. We all have them. I'm sure I still have them. One for me is that I've realized just recently is that once I spend money on a given day, it's a lot easier to spend more money later in that day. It gets that ball rolling. Whereas if I don't spend any money in a day, it's very easy to continue not doing that. Right? So if I go get groceries first thing in the morning, I need to be extra careful during the day to not impulse buy something else. Whereas if I haven't bought anything, it's a lot easier to continue not buying something. And it's like sweets. Sweets as well is one, right? It's very easy to go without sweets as long as I don't have any sweets. After a certain point, it takes a few days, maybe a week. And then it's very easy just to continue not eating those things. But once I have a sweet, like a piece of cake or a cookie or a brownie, whatever, then it becomes a lot harder to say no when those come up later. So it's figuring out what sorts of things like that are in your own life where, hey, once I do this one thing, it makes it a little harder, and then you stop doing those, so hopefully your life gets a little better. Anyway, that's all I have for this week. I'll catch you next week in another video.